It's November 13, 2021. I'm Todd Dunn, and today I'm going to just kind of make a quick tour of some of the southwest part of Mount Desert Island, just to show you what it looks like here on a nice late fall day. Now, we had a big storm last night with winds up to the middle 40-mile-per-hour range, and it was very rough out on the ocean. But it calmed down very quickly starting about midnight, and I'll turn the camera around and we'll take a look at Bass Harbor today. Okay, right now I'm out at the ferry dock, which is at the entrance to Bass Harbor. That's Locust Point to the west of where I am, across the entrance to Bass Harbor, and in the distance Swans Island, and an old boat shed there, and Placentia Island across the way there. So you can see it's pretty flat now, and we'll take a look back into Bass Harbor from out here at the ferry dock. And the building that's just come into view is the ferry terminal. This is the ferry that goes over to Swans Island, and there's Bass Harbor proper. Pretty much every boat that's left in the harbor is a lobster boat. So that is Bass Harbor from out at the ferry dock. Now I'm going to run up harbor a little bit and take another look at the area. Oh, on the other side of the harbor is the village of Bernard. Before I leave, I thought I'd take a look at it from the land side. Bass Harbor Marine is a private boatyard. It's basically run by a company that runs fishing boats, and it's for their boats only. Used to be public. In fact, when I bought my Allied Princess 36, it was stored here the first winter I owned it at Bass Harbor Marine. Here are a few of the local businesses. This is the Mainly Delights restaurant. It's been closed for over a month now, and that's about it out here. Okay, I'm up the harbor just a little bit, looking across at Bernard to the west, and this red brick building here with the sort of industrial scale dock, stone dock, is condos now, but it used to be the Underwood Cannery. They canned sardines and other things in here, and when sardines weren't running, they made Underwood deviled ham. And we can see some more lobster boats across the harbor over near Bernard and the Tremont town dock. And here's another view of the former Underwood Cannery. As I said, now condos, called Underwood Wharf. Across the street from it, the red building is the country store. It used to be a town's store. It's now a museum. And then a couple of very small houses and a third house that has been redone. It used to look just like the other two. It was significantly rebuilt a few years ago, and there used to be another house between this one and the others. I believe these little tiny houses were housing for cannery workers. Now here's another view of the Tremont Country Store, which is now the Tremont Historical Society Museum. It is open in the summer, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons. And as we come down here, the gray building is the Seafood Catch restaurant. It has been there for a long time. I first ate there in 1996. So that restaurant has been there for quite a while, and it's a sort of summer staple. It is, of course, closed now, like pretty much all the restaurants in this area. And another view of the Seafood Catch restaurant, and here is one of the things that makes it a kind of special place. Yeah, it has a great view of Bass Harbor. I'm standing in their parking lot right now, looking west across Bass Harbor toward the village of Bernard. And you can see most of the Bass Harbor lobster boat fleet is in today. And the view up the harbor towards some of the hills here on the western side of the island. And a couple lobster boats that have already been hauled out for the season. Well, I'm about a minute north of where I was last time, and this little bridge is the boundary between Southwest Harbor on the other side of the bridge and Tremont on this side of the bridge. And here's a little path out to the edge of the Bass Harbor salt marsh. So I'll walk over. It's a little bit muddy, so I have to watch my footing and just be a little careful. And we are going into Acadia National Park right here. And this is kind of the end of the Bass Harbor salt marsh. This is very shallowed here. And a view across the salt marsh to some of the hills here on the western side of the island. And this is all Acadia National Park right here. Hey, just thought I'd show you this. It's kind of a pleasant view, and I'm, what, 50 feet from the highway. Okay, I am on the bridge now, still at the Bass Harbor Salt Marsh. Just a shot where you can see a little more of the water. Now let's walk across the road and take a look at the other side of the bridge. All right, I'm across the road now on the other side of the bridge, and we're looking south over the end of the salt marsh here. And this area is quite low and extends all the way over to seawall at the ocean, and it is an area called the Big Heath. And there is, right up there where you can see that car parked, there is a trail. It's an old fire road called Hio Road, H-I-O, that goes across the island to Seawall and comes out in the Seawall campground. It's about a 2-mile walk, and it's a nice sort of quiet forest walk. Okay, I've crossed the bridge and I'm now in Southwest Harbor. You have to remember, though, that in Maine, all of the land in the state is allocated to a municipality of some sort, a city, a town, or a plantation. So you can be miles from town center out in the woods and still be in a town. This little red building here is Gott's store. It's sort of a fixture here on this part of the island. Gas station, and the store is more than just a little convenience store. They have a takeout counter in there where you can order pizza and a number of other things, and they make a pretty good pizza. So we're going to continue for about 1.5 miles until we get to Southwest Harbor proper, and we're heading more or less north right now. Okay, I'm at the southern end of the sort of built-up part of Southwest Harbor proper, and the corner up there is where the road goes out to Seawall. And I'll wait till this truck passes. And we've got some homes here, a condo development, and the gray houses over there that go up the hill are also another condo development. And right here, when we turn around, is Southwest Harbor itself. We're looking east. And as you can see, the harbor is pretty empty. Not too many boats are left in the harbor. And the marina there, that's the Great Harbor Marina, where I keep my boat Tortuga in the summer, is surprisingly full. It's full of commercial boats. The big white 4-masted schooner is the Margaret Todd that does sail tours of Frenchman Bay out of Bar Harbor, right next to the Bar Harbor Town Dock. And there are at least 2 other schooners that belong to the same company that also do sail tours in this area. And other than that, you can see the harbor is pretty empty as we look east between Greening Island on the left and Sutton Island on the right. And you'd never know that it was blowing 45 knots in here last night, about 12 hours ago. Certainly flattened out today. So let's go into downtown Southwest Harbor and take a look at it here on November 13, 2021. Now from that little viewpoint right at the western end of the harbor, it's only a couple of 100 yards to downtown. And I'll film the drive. We go in here. We're going to pass the Upper Deck restaurant, which is closed for the season. Now, this restaurant has a great view looking east over Southwest Harbor. And it's also right at the entrance to the Great Harbor Marina. And we're almost in downtown. As a matter of fact, you can just see some of the buildings of downtown Southwest Harbor ahead. And I'll see if I can find a place to park on the street. Now, in August, I could pretty much count on not being able to find a place to park, and basically will be completely full of tourists. But it looks like I can maybe squeeze in right here. Well, here we are in downtown Southwest Harbor. As you can see, it's pretty busy. There are actually a few cars parked on the other side of the road, but not many. We're right in front of the Dry Dock Inn restaurant and hotel. I believe the hotel does stay open all year, but the restaurant is closed until next spring. And one of the 2 banks in town, the other one is just a block away. And another little restaurant which is closed for the season. And there's the edge of downtown. So we've got a few tourists here, mostly from New Hampshire and Massachusetts, but they are the minority of the cars. And as you can see, it's pretty quiet here on a Saturday afternoon in November. And this is Clark Point Road that goes out the north side of the harbor. And there's the rest of Metro Southwest Harbor. Over there, the barber shop and a restaurant and the post office. And here's another restaurant, Sips, which, if I'm to believe the big open sign, is actually open for business. I'll see what it says. Yeah, there are actually a couple people in there. They're open Tuesday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 8:30. Although the kitchen is closed in the afternoon. So, and a little further down is the Red Sky restaurant, which is closed for the season, and the Tomcat store, which is open. But this is sort of the backside of downtown Southwest Harbor. The large brick building over there is the Southwest Harbor School. And this little gray or tan building is the hardware store, which is open, pretty much open 7 days a week, all year. There we have downtown Southwest Harbor, Saturday afternoon, November 13, 2021. Now I'm heading north through downtown, and we're going to be out of downtown pretty quickly. Just past the public library, which is open on the left, the Second Bank, And that's pretty much it for downtown Southwest Harbor. There is one other retail area just up here a little bit when we get to the other main road that goes out of Southwest Harbor, and that is Seal Cove Road. Wendell Gilly wood carving gallery there with bird carvings. They're actually quite spectacular, and it's worth a stop. And pass a few other small businesses, but a lot of the local businesses are seasonal and are now shut down for the winter. And we'll pass the other gas station on this side of the island, a little Shell station here. And they also have a little convenience store, and they sell pizza and that sort of thing, which seems to be standard fare for convenience stores. And we're coming up on Seal Cove Road right here. And we'll turn in and take a look at our local strip mall. Now these buildings here do have some local shops, and there is a restaurant. I mean, I'm right into the sun, so I'm going to stop until I'm out of it. There are a number of businesses here. Right at the end, closest to Main Street, is Southwest Liquor, which is a liquor store, but they have a wonderful beer selection. And some other shops here. And as we continue down here just a little bit, there's a restaurant. I don't know if they're going to be open this winter. Quiet Side Cafe.
Hi.
Hello.
What's up?
Not much. Just looking around. Wondering if the Quiet Side is closed for the winter.
Yeah, we had no choice.
Oh, you guys, okay. So you're shut down for the winter?
Well, we didn't have the workers.
Oh yeah, nobody has this
We
year.
didn't have the workers, so we have to shut it down.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I know. We were going to open it through December, but we're still going to do the free Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh really? Oh.
Yeah, on Thanksgiving Day.
I had one of your Thanksgiving dinners when it was out at Seawall.
No, oh, at Seawall.
Yeah, years ago.
Yeah.
Well, that was wonderful.
Oh yeah, we
Thank
did
you.
that one year.
2 years. Bye.
It was very, very good.
Thank you. Yeah, well, we're going to do on Thanksgiving Day.
Mm-hmm.
So let people know.
Oh, I will. I wasn't aware of it until just now.
I will put it in the newspapers.
Mm-hmm.
So,
No,
yeah.
I don't read the newspaper, but
Well, now you know.
now I know. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry to hear that it's closed. I was hoping you'd be able to stay open at least
I
for
know.
breakfast, but
Well, that was the whole purpose of it, was we're going to stay through December and everything, but,
yeah.
you know, a shortage of workers and,
Yeah.
you know, just put us in the bind
Yeah,
at
everybody-
the last minute.
Everybody I know in the restaurant business has had that problem this year.
It's horrible. So,
Yeah.
so you talked about that. Okay.
Well, good to talk to you. Thank you for
too,
the
yeah.
information. Okay, down here there are a number of little businesses. They're, there's a fabric shop and things like that. Fabric shop's right here. And at the other end of this little building is the veterinarian. It's not full-time. The veterinarian comes here a couple afternoons a week from Ellsworth. So at least you can take your kitty in and get a veterinary visit. Okay, this is the Quiet Side Cafe, and unfortunately they're closed for the winter. As a matter of fact, I just ran into the owners and they said that they had planned to try and stay open, but they just couldn't get anybody to staff the restaurant, which is unfortunate because they serve a very good meal. And they will be open though for a free community Thanksgiving dinner, which is something they've been doing for a long time on Thanksgiving Day. I've been to one of their Thanksgiving dinners years ago at the old Seawall restaurant, which is now gone, when it was being run by the Common Good Soup Kitchen, which is more of a sort of social gathering for people here in the winter than an actual soup kitchen. And the people from Quiet Side Cafe did the Thanksgiving dinner, and it was wonderful. Okay, let's take a look at a couple of other things right around here. I should say this is Seal Cove Road. In the summer, you can drive through across to the western side of the island and come out at Seal Cove. There's a bit of Acadia National Park between here and Seal Cove, and unfortunately they close that road in the winter, and I think it is now closed, so you cannot go through to the west side of the island until probably next May. Just a few yards past Seal Cove Road, we come to the Charlotte Roads Park, and this is just a little park that was built here that fronts on the water. And we'll just walk over and take a look. And this little park plants that are attractive to butterflies, and it's a good place if you're interested in butterflies to come and have a look at them. It's not very big. You can walk out here and see a view of the water here. And this is just a little cove that separates the main part of Southwest Harbor from the kind of eastern part of town. That's the golf course that is run by the Causeway Club on the other side. See if the grass is walkable. Yeah. And this little bit of water here is behind a causeway that restricts outflow. At high tide, salt water runs in, and at low tide, the causeway, which you can just see over there with this little bridge in the distance, is high enough that this stays pretty much full all the time. It's brackish water because it does have fresh water flowing in at the upper end. As I said, that's a Causeway Club over there, which is a golf course, and out there by the actual causeway they have a swimming pool and some tennis courts. Okay, let's continue out of Southwest Harbor a little bit further. Okay, I'm leaving the parking area here at Seal Cove Road, where the little liquor store, restaurant, and a couple of other small businesses are located. We're going to go up here to Main Street and hang a left and head north out of Southwest Harbor. Isn't very much further. Traffic is pretty bad right now. Let me creep forward so I can see that way. Looks pretty good. And as I mentioned before, it's not far past Seal Cove Road that you do get to the Charlotte Roads Park right there. And now we're going to head out of town. And there's one more stop I'm going to make before I end the video. Just up here, a quarter mile, we're going to come to the grocery store. And right here is Fernald Point Road, which goes over toward the entrance to Somme Sound and the trail to Valley Cove and Flying Mountain in Acadia National Park. Okay, here's the grocery store. A couple more businesses here. And I'll end the video here. So this is the local grocery store here in Southwest Harbor. It's actually a pretty good store. It's not a full supermarket, but it's not bad. And there's a little antique shop there. I don't know how long it will be open. And a Pilates studio and Title Graphics, which is a vinyl sign company. And that is pretty much it. Okay, so that's a look at Southwest Harbor and Bass Harbor here on November 13, 2021. It's a beautiful fall day today. It's currently 55 degrees, so it's really pleasant, not windy, nice bright sun. And this is what you get if you live here all year. Days like this when most of the tourists are gone. So, hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click that notification bell. Thanks for watching.